sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows through time. Cards reveal the grand design. Om Namah Shivaya divine. Let the cosmic rhythms align. Om Shanti Om.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. I am both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. And you can find all of my information at astrologicaltarot.com, right here, down here. So welcome in, divine souls. Grab your tea, light your incense, take a deep grounding breath, because tonight we stand in the shadow of another eclipse. On August 27th or 28th, depending on where you are in the world, the full moon will slip into the Earth's umbral shadow at 10 degrees and 40 of sidereal Aquarius. And that's going to deliver us a partial lunar eclipse in Shatabishak Nakshatra, Capricorn Navamsha. So this is going to be visible across North and South America, as well as parts of Europe and Africa. And this eclipse marks a moment of karmic exposure, subterranean healing, and systemic resets, because a lot of nations are going through what's called their Pluto or Yama return. So before we dive into the geopolitics, the history, the horoscopes, let's drop into our hearts, try to get calm, and remind ourselves that there is a sanctuary that we can fall into regardless of any of the planetary storms coming our way. Okay, I did find a quote by Swami Sivananda, and he said, "Health is a body's natural state, peace is a mind's natural state, divine love is the soul's natural state. Control your senses, conquer your mind, and dive deep into the ocean of inner consciousness. Therein lies eternal safety." So regardless of the headlines over the next 6 months, as we go through this eclipse drama, know that you are an eternal soul and you are forever, and there's nothing that in the end that you need to fear. Okay? I also found a wonderful quote by Yogananda, and this echoes his own quiet strength. "Remain calm, serene, and always in command of yourself. You will then find how easy it is to get along. A wave becomes the ocean when it drops its isolation." Okay, so it's important to reach out if you're feeling a little overwhelmed from the eclipses too. Obviously, don't get together or have big events during the eclipse, but if you find yourself over the next 6 months struggling, lean on each other, because that's what we're here for. Okay, so let's do a technical breakdown of this eclipse. Before I get into readings, I'm going to do it by sign, so no worries, you guys will be prepared. So again, like I said, it's in sidereal Aquarius, it's falling in Shatabishak, and the planetary ruler is Rahu for Shatabishak, which is the north node, and the other ruler is Saturn. He's the sign ruler, okay? So the governing deity is Varuna, and he is the lord of cosmic waters, oaths, and moral law. And the symbol for Shatabishak is an empty circle, 100 physicians and 100 stars. So Shatabishak literally translates to 100 physicians, or 100 remedies. The symbol is the empty circle, representing a sacred containment, boundaries, secret vaults, the void. And ruled by Rahu and governed by Varuna, the cosmic deity of truth, oceans, hidden sins, and divine law, Shatabishak is the star of advanced technology, bioresearch, secrecy, and a deep detox. So because this eclipse lands in the Capricorn Navamsha ruled by Saturn, the wild boundary-pushing energy of Rahu will meet Saturn's unyielding demand for legal accountability and structural consequences. So the shadow side of this is secrecy and paranoia. Shatabishak can construct a lot of emotional walls, so you can expect sudden revelations of hidden agendas, intelligence leaks, covert operations exposed across the world stage. It can also bring cold detachment and isolation. The empty circle can make people feel alien, isolated, or emotionally disconnected. And toxic contamination. Because Shatabishak rules poisons and cures, the shadow manifestation, it can include water contamination news, cyber vulnerabilities, or pharmaceutical scandals. Okay, so just prepare for those. So, to understand where this particular eclipse is taking us, uh, through February of 2027, we have to look back at the last time that the exact Aquarius Leo nodal eclipse pattern activated, and that was February 2008 to August 2008. So let's look at some historical parallels. In February of 2008 to August of 2008, there were some critical events. February 2008, the UK nationalized the Northern Rock Bank amid the subprime mortgage crisis. So that's when we saw some of the housing crisis events take place. March 2008, Bear Stearns collapsed and was acquired by JP Morgan Chase. July of 2008, IndyMac Bank was seized. Crude oil hit a record high of 147 a barrel. August of 2008, the Russia-Gregorian War broke out. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac default bailouts began. Now, this affects the second and eighth house of the United States. It's going to bring financial turmoil. I've been warning you guys about this for a while. Okay, so make sure that you keep your finances protected as you go through this. Okay, now here are some predictions that I think could happen between now and February of 2027. There's going to be some financial and tech audits, banking liquidity strain, crypto digital asset regulatory shifts. There's also going to be some more maritime and water news because it is related to Varuna, ocean border disputes, naval posturing, and maybe some water infrastructure audits as well. We can also expect medical and biotech leaks. These are high profile disclosures around pharmaceuticals, AI health tracking, and epidemiologies. Okay, so just prepare for that. And we can also expect some cybersecurity breaches, massive network outages, or data privacy revelations. So in 2008, the Aquarius eclipse axis brought the breaking point of hidden financial leverage, culminating in major bank collapses and geopolitical conflicts. So over the next month, 6 months, excuse me, we can expect Shatabishak, this energy, to strip away the illusions around tech monopolies, global banking, digital currencies, and maritime security. What was hidden inside this empty circle that you see here will be forced into the light. So collectively, this partial lunar eclipse is a purge of a collective shadow. The sun in Leo demands individual ego validation, where the eclipsed moon in Aquarius demands a collective truth. If you've been hiding behind any emotional masks, toxic habits, digital distractions, this eclipse will break that illusion. Because it occurs in the Saturnian Navamsha Capricorn, the universe is not punishing us. It's sobering us up so that we can build lasting, unshakable foundations. Okay? So if you don't know, I'm going to go into sign by sign eclipse horoscopes. If you don't know what your Vedic rising sign is, you can go to astrologicaltarot.com. I have a free calculator there, and you're going to want to look for the ascendant rising sign. Okay? So let's start with Aries. This affects your 11th house of gains and networks. There's going to be shifts in friendships and in groups of people in your life, financial income streams, and long-term community goals. Dear Taurus risings, this affects your 10th house of career and public image. There are going to be some career pivots, reputation shakeups, and changes in executive management. Gemini risings, this affects your 9th house of Dharma and higher belief systems. So you're going to be reevaluating your spiritual beliefs. There might be some legal agreements that come up for you and international travel plans as well. Now let's look at Cancer risings. This affects your 8th house of shared wealth and transformation. This can be a deep emotional detox for you, inheritance and tax audits, and releasing any subconscious fears. Leo risings, this affects your seventh house of partnerships and contracts. So, truth telling in business partnerships and marriage, clearing out any dynamic imbalances are going to take place over the next 6 months for you. Virgo risings, this affects your sixth house of health, daily work, and hidden enemies. So, you're going to overhaul your daily routine, your gut health, re-looking at that. Any workplace conflicts that are going on and debt management are going to be important for you, as well as some hidden enemies might come out of the woodwork, okay? Additionally, Libra risings. This affects your fifth house of creativity, speculation, and children. So there's going to be a realignment of your romantic expectations, your creative projects, and any child-related matters. For Scorpio risings, over the next 6 months, this affects your fourth house of home and inner peace. So there's going to be some big real estate decisions coming your way, some domestic boundary setting, and maybe even some maternal healing. Sagittarius risings, this affects your third house of communications, efforts, and bravery. So you're going to see some media platform changes, maybe some issues with your sibling relationships, and contract renegotiations. Dear Capricorns risings, this affects your second house of wealth and family assets. So financial restructuring, shifting core values, monitoring personal speech, and your food intake as well is very important over the next 6 months. And Aquarius, this is right on top of you. First house, self and physical body. So massive personal identity reset for you, dear Aquarian risings. You're going to be shedding those old roles. There's going to be a physical detox that can take place, and you're going to reset some very important boundaries in your life. And Pisces risings, 12th house. Okay, that's expenses, solitude, spirituality. It also rules hospitals and large institutions and events. So this is a great time for deep sleep clearing, spiritual retreats, subconscious healing, and foreign connections. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some rules, some do's and don'ts during the eclipse, because in Vedic tradition, the period surrounding an eclipse, we call it Sutak, is considered a sensitive window where subtle energies are disrupted. So here are your sacred guidelines. These are your don'ts. I'll start with those. Avoid eating any heavy meals or cooking during the active eclipse window. Do not sign major commercial contracts or make impulsive investments on that day. Avoid starting any long distance journeys or surgical procedures if avoidable. Do not engage in heated arguments because your words will carry a karmic amplification on that day. Now let's get into the do's. You can engage in spiritual mantra chanting, meditation, and silent self-inquiry. Mantra practice performed during an eclipse is multiplied by 1,000 times in efficacy. That's why Jonathan and I do it. It's very helpful. You can take a purifying bath or shower immediately after the eclipse ends, just to kind of get the astral dirt off, okay? You can donate food, clean water, or white clothing to the needy during or post-eclipse, so any organization that speaks to your heart. And then you can also keep, if you're in India or you have access to tulsi leaves or kusha grass, near stored water and food items, okay? Because cooked food tends to go bad during an eclipse. That's why it's not good to have a lot of heavy food in your stomach, okay? So, to balance Shatabishak's intense Rahu Varuna energy and ground your aura, these are some specific upayas or Vedic remedies that you can do. This is a good mantra you can do. And if you recite this using a mala, this will help calm your mental anxiety. I'm going to go ahead and give you this mantra. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Rahave Namaha. And that is the mantra for the North Node or Rahu. You can also do a very simple mantra for Shiva. And here he is here. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And again, best said on a mala during the eclipse. And then you can also do one for Varuna if you feel called to the god of water and oceans. And it's Om Jala Bimbaya Vidmahe Nila Purushaya Dimahi Tanno Varuna Prachodayata. Okay. And then my absolute favorite mantra that we do at least 10 malas of during the eclipse, we usually start, it's about 3 hours for us to do this. So we start an hour before the eclipse and then an hour after we finish. Okay, and it's the Mrityunjaya mantra, and I'm going to ask Jonathan to join me. Are you ready?
Yep.
Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Om Tat Sat. Okay. Whew. You can also offer milk or plain water over a Shiva lingam at your altar while chanting if you do follow that practice. You can also do acts of charity on that day. We call it dana. And you can donate clean drinking water, financial aid. In India, they donate dark sesame seeds to individuals in need on Saturday following the eclipse. But know that the eclipse is here to literally wash away the poisons of the past so that true remedies can take root in your life. So now it's time for live tarot and astrology readings. I hope you guys found that helpful. Let's see what the cards and the stars have for you, and I appreciate you for listening and taking the time to tune in and hear what you can do during this eclipse. So let me say hi to a few of you coming in. The lovely Venus is here, the mod with the most. Thank you for reminding people how the show works, Venus. Please post all questions. Post questions in all caps for easier visibility. Tippers at $5 USD minimum gets priority with a longer reading. Thank you so much, Miss Venus. And then Jonathan says, hello, all. Anybody ready for another eclipse? What do you think, Jonathan?
Always time for an eclipse.
Well, his moon got eclipsed last September, and that was really interesting. It brought out all kinds of stuff. People are saying, and then Venus says, hi, Jonathan, I'm not sure I'm ready. Well, you're ready now because I gave you those remedial measures. You've got this, Venus. Some patience, it is here. It is lovely to see you, my dear. Welcome, welcome. And Jean is here. Lovely to see you. Happy Monday to you as well. I'll go ahead and get your question in, Jean. And then Pure Love Essence, not sure, but ready for ground, to ground. Grounding is an excellent thing to do during an eclipse. I love that, Trinity. That's fantastic. And then, let's see. And then Jean says, he told his closest circle about me. Okay, well, secrets can come out in and around eclipses. And then Steve says, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed week. I hope you are too, Steve. It's wonderful to see you. The lovely Garnet is here. Lovely to see you, Garnet. And oh my goodness, so many lovelies coming in. And you're supposed to be a Sagittarian rising. Very cool, Garnet. Well, you can go and look and see what I said about that. All right. And then let's see, everyone's saying hi to Jonathan. And then Ariana, yes, it is one of the most powerful mantras. I completely agree. It's one of our favorites. And then Sybil says hello. It is lovely to see you, Sybil. And Sage Mango, welcome. I'll get your question in. And let's see. It's okay if you didn't type it in all caps. I got it anyway. The eclipse, when exactly is it? Okay, let me give you the exact time because I have it on my calendar when we start our mantra practice. So I can give it to you in Central Standard Time because that's what we have here because we don't practice daylight savings in Mexico. And it is at, let's see, the height is at 10:18 p.m. Central Standard Time, so CST. Okay, so that would be 11:18 p.m. Central Time for the Los Estados Unidos, or people who practice daylight savings. Okay, and that's a big one. So we're going to be doing our mantras, and we hope that you can join us in spirit as we do that. Also, you know, it's important not to do anything big in groups on the eclipse, because it can bring out some fights and things like that. And thank you for sending your blessings, Trinity. And you put your question in the coffee app. Okay, I'll go ahead and check you off. Some patience. What are my thoughts on working with Kali Ma? She is so dear to me. We actually have a nightly ritual, and we do different Kali mantras to her every night. I am uh, I am so in love with the Divine Mother in all her names and forms, but especially Kali, because this is her time to shine. And she has helped not only me, but so many women leave the bondage and horrors of the toxic patriarchy that we find ourselves in. I adore her. I work with her every single day. Every meal is dedicated to her. Every night is dedicated to her. She is so special to me. Her form of Atman is, what do you think, Jonathan? How do you like Ma?
Well, she brings us into this world. She holds us in her arms while we're in the world.
Yep.
And when we're no longer able to be in this world, she very gently lifts us up and places us in the next world that we're in.
Yep. She is time herself, and we are enamored with our Divine Mother. I actually, every single day when I'm out, I get flowers for her. So she's very special. So I'm so glad that you brought her up. That warms my heart. Oh, and then, okay, Sybil, I'll get your question in. And I'll get your question in, Trinity. Welcome, world citizen. Happy Monday to you as well. Oh, so many great people in the audience. All the best chatters are here. Okay, so let me put away some of these cards. And let's get to your questions. Let's see. Okay, I did not see your question come in through the coffee app. So try again, some patience, because it's not showing up in my email, so I can't see your question or that you paid. Okay, sweetie? So go ahead and get that in. Twin Spica is back. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for your comments on some of my shorts. It's great to connect. Oh, and I'm glad that you're here too. I'm happy to see you as well, Twin Spica. And I love your name too, that is a fixed star. I recognize that. All right. So go ahead and get your question in the coffee app. Okay, my dear? I'm going to go to the next tipper, and that is Pure Love Essence. Okay, my question is what the eclipse full this week is going to bring me. Okay, well, I think we talked about that during the reading. But you know what? I'm going to take some time here and pull up your chart because I have it. Okay? And I'll tell you what house it's going to be in and what you can expect. Okay, dear? Now, she's a client, so that's why I have her information all ready to go. And let's see. Okay. For some reason. There you are. Okay. Whew. All right, let's get to your first page here. Okay, so this is going to take place in your ninth house. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is there's going to be some changes in travel and things like that for you. It's also taking place on your natal Mars. Okay, so anything that you try to, okay, when Rahu goes over Mars, it can cause our inner warrior to overact. So it's really important that you do not make any impulsive decisions, especially regarding long distance travel during the eclipse, and not allow your emotions to get away with themselves, especially if you're feeling a little impulsive on that day. It can also bring issues around your father, so prepare for that. It is opposite the house of siblings, so that's another area to watch for, as well as neighbors. All right. I'm going to pull some cards for you as well, just to give you a little more insight. Okay. Okay, I did get the sun, and your sun is in Anuradha. So what that tells me is that mantras are going to be especially potent for you. The Chamunda mantra that I gave you, as well as the Mrityunjaya mantra I sent, are perfect mantras that you can do during the eclipse. Okay, if people don't know who Chamunda is, she's a form of Kali Ma, one of my favorites. She is the queen of the Matrikas, and she helps us fight against the toxic masculine. And we are big worshipers of her in that form. Okay. Now, know that justice will be served for you under this eclipse. Okay, my dear, because the first card that I got was the Justice card. This is a very good card to get, and it came up right. This is what I want to see in a reading. So it tells me that there might be something legal or, something moral that comes up in your life, and it will be remedied over the next 6 months. The guides are going to be stepping in and helping you deal with this energy, okay? And things will come in your favor, especially if you just stay true to your higher self and doing what's right, doing your dharma, which is the right thing to do, okay? I got that there's going to be some collaboration regarding this legal or moral matter, and that the teamwork is really going to help you out. Okay, this is my card for synergistic construction. There's coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Henry Ford said that. It's all about teamwork, execution, where a bunch of people's separate skills merge to build a monumental enterprise or work toward a goal. And I'm getting that it has something to do with legal or moral dilemma that you might have been dealing with, but it's going to be in your favor, okay? So then I got the Magician, another good card for you, okay, Trinity? You see the infinity symbol hovering over his head? This represents infinite potential, access through your conscious will. His crown chakra is activated because he's a channel for manifestation. He's doing as above, so below here, because he represents conscious manifestation. He's channeling divine forces through the alignment of willpower, focus, and resourcefulness. So there you have all of the skills necessary, especially with this team of people helping you, to get through the speed bump that the eclipse is going to bring you, and it will work out in your favor, okay? Know that your mind is the creator of everything, and it should therefore guide your mind and create only good. If you hold on to a thought with your dynamic willpower, it can materialize. It was Yogananda who taught us that. So you're going to be in alignment, bringing things above and below based on your past karma, and you are going to be a clear conduit for cosmic energy to shape reality. So the number one thing I would say that you could do during this eclipse, my dear, are those mantras that I sent you the videos, okay? That is the main energy that I got in and around that. I really hope that was helpful. And you've been having difficulties with money when living on disability is not covering me. Okay. You're grounding a lot and you're chanting. Excellent. So that's probably going to be what's going to clear up. Now, I did get the sun, so it's important that you shine, you stand up for yourself, and you tell people what you need. Okay? So it's important that, don't suppress your ego when it comes to getting the things that you need in life. And don't let other people talk over you, okay? Choose to work with people who work with you. All right? And then let's see. Okay. I clicked away at two. Okay, all right. Good to know you're working with it, some patience. The lovely Hershey is here. It is so great to see you, Hershey. Says hello, Michelle and Jonathan, and everyone sending blessings and positive vibes to you all, and you as well, my dear. And then Ariana says, I feel like I'm not living my life correctly, or I'm still battling things and I'm not ready or shouldn't be working with her yet. Okay. She's very strong, strict, and doesn't play. No, she does not. It's serious business to call upon her. That is true. But I can tell you from direct experience working with Kali for many years, she is one of the most loving entities you will ever invite into your heart. And anything that she does for you that's strict or feels punishing is literally, you'll find out later, for your highest good, and you'll see it in the aftermath. She is incredible. So don't fear her. I actually, when I first saw an effigy of her, she scared the crud out of me because I was raised Catholic. And so I thought she was like some kind of demon because I was like, oh my gosh, she's ripping guys' heads off and eating, drinking blood. Oh my gosh. You know, it was like, it scared me because I didn't know who she was or what the story was behind it. But then when I started reading more into her and who she was as a goddess energy, a form of Atman, I fell in love. So, yeah, okay. Everyone's saying hello. And Twin Spica says, I am Capricorn Makara in Vedic and Thula Libra Laga Ascendant. Oh, I love that you're using the Sanskrit words. That's great. And then, yes, I hope you get your meets nets met soon as well, Trinity. That's important. And then Twin Spica is dealing with emotional burnout. It's flaring up my autoimmune disease. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll keep you in our mantra practice if you're open. It started end of July this, okay, so that would be Saturn going direct on the 27th. That might have triggered that. And he wants you to maybe look a little closer at how you're handling your autoimmune responses. Okay, that's what those can do. The lovely Susan is here. It is lovely to see you, Miss Susan. Welcome, welcome. And eclipse season can make things more difficult, Twin Spica. I completely agree with you. Yeah, that's why it's so important for us to do all those remedial measures that I mentioned at the beginning. Okay? It's extra special for me because last year's affect Jonathan's moon and this year's affect my moon. So it's going to be interesting. Okay. Oh, Steve, thank you so much for your support. You're going to be after some patients. Okay, so let's get to some patients. Whichever one pops out. Should I file against my old employer or sit tight and hope they pay me my back pay? Or should I start job hunting and focus on my shop? What are your thoughts on mantras? I've been running the theme of Mother Perry in my life. Hail Mary, of course, and Beatles, Let It Be. Oh, okay. So I'll give you one for the Divine Mother that I do. And this is a very, very simple one. Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. And you can also worship her in the form of Durga. Om Dom Durgaye Namaha. Om Dom Durgaye Namaha. Om Dom Durgaye Namaha. And you can also do your Hail Marys. I did those a lot when I was a kid via a rosary. Every time I see her here in Mexico, they have altars everywhere. I'm like, hola ma, love you. So it's just another beautiful form of our Divine Mother. So whatever you feel called to in whatever form, focus on her and ask for her blessings and her guidance. Okay, so let's see. Should you file with your old employer or sit tight? Let's see. Let's see what the cards have to say regarding your employer, because what they're doing is wrong. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I got Yama, the god of death, so that tells me that it definitely needs to end Scorpio, which is what he rules. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. And the third house. Okay. Okay, so Pluto is saying that here's the thing. It needs to go. He's got a death. He's endings. Scorpio is, it's time to literally have a phoenix moment regarding your career, okay? Because I got Pluto and Scorpio. He rules Scorpio, okay? This tells me that this is major, major transformation happening in your life. And then I asked, what house? I got the third house for you. So this is how you communicate your needs, okay? And how you stand up for yourself, making the right connections. So if I read these across, it's Resurrect the extraordinary power of prayer. We're making the right decisions. Get to the heart of the highest and lowest aspects of the idea in question. Do or die. You must control the situation and get your ideas going. Start standing up for yourself when it comes to uh, being taken advantage of, and because there's a power struggle going on, and it's important that you let your ideas be known. Um, Document everything, communicate what needs to be done, and then move on, because what they did was wrong. Okay, so that's what I got from the karma cards. Let me go to my tarot. Okay, job hunting or focus on. Okay, let's look at job hunting. Okay. Let's focus on, let's pull some cards for your shop. Ooh. Okay. Um, I kind of got neither right now, because there's something that needs to be cleared up regarding the job situation. Okay. When it comes to looking right now, I got Three of Pentacles reversed and Queen of Pentacles reversed. So the cooperation is there and is not there, and you're not going to find a job that's going to pay you what you so justly deserve. Okay. Then I got your shop. I got the Sun reversed, and then I got the Nine of Wands reversed. The Sun reversed represents that there's like, this is a time for miscommunications and things like that. This is eclipse season. Doing anything radical right now is not going to be supported. This is the time to just lean into those spiritual practices and try to just take a break from making any huge decisions. Okay. It's important. This tells me that you might be a little exhausted, that you're a little weak and vulnerable right now because you're dealing with a lot of negative behavior patterns in your life. So it's important that you, how do I say this? Make sure that you're taking care of yourself physically, because that also represents the sun, and that you are setting appropriate boundaries so that you do not allow any other negative behavior patterns in. That's probably why they have you on pause right now, because there's some inner work that you need to do so that you do not invite these personalities in again. It's because there are some major doors being closed. And whenever I pull Pluto, this is past life stuff. Okay, this is stuff that they have been working on you with for lifetimes. Boundary setting, communicating your needs and efforts, okay, things like that. I'm right there with you, okay? So before you do anything, you got to do that shadow work. Otherwise, you're just going to keep inviting this energy back into your beautiful energy, and it has no place there. Lord Yama, God of Death, is getting rid of it, okay? And then don't job shop now, just maintain stress, clear communication. Okay, yeah. And you're very overwhelmed. I just want to coast and chill and wait out to the end of summer. Please do. You deserve it so much. And you do not want to invite any of that into your life. Okay, sweetie. And then if I file against them, I have to do it before the 28th. If I file, they will refuse to pay the remainder unless ordered by the court, but I will eventually win. Okay, let me ask about that. Again, you guys first get a little extra because they appreciate the energy exchange. Oh, yeah, I got good cards. I got the Four of Wands. So it is gonna roll out in your favor. Um, so you do you, but don't stress yourself out too much about it, and really work on shadow work and creating boundaries before you jump into a new job, because they're gonna be doing some work with you, okay? And then, let's see. And then Ariana says, I'm in this exact situation. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad that you're here so you can share space with us and relate. So it's not a coincidence that you're here. And then you're so welcome for the guidance, Twin Spica. And you said the past few years I've been called to do Kundalini sadhana, but I've been postponing it because it does demand some good amount of pranic energy. Excellent. I have a whole book on how to do that. It's free. If you email me, michelle@astrologicaltarot.com, I'll send you your free copy. Jonathan and I just finished it. It's like over 500 pages. It's so good. Spiritual Sadhana by Swami Sivananda. Yeah, if you send that to me, I will just email me. I'll email you back with the free PDF. Okay? And then Larsha Krishna Murthy, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And then Trinity says, having private session, extra one sometime later. Thank you for the supplement reading concerning the eclipse. Definitely extra hard supplements reading. Okay, you got this, girl. Don't. You're not alone. And we pray for you too, sweetie. Okay, and then Twin Spica says, with constant flare-ups here and there, and with other things going on in life, I got left with very little energy to be consistent with spiritual practices. It definitely takes some time and discipline, but just do a little bit at a time and don't stress yourself out too much about it. This is Kali Yuga. Anything you do is like, wow, you did something. Okay, and then uh, some patients, sounds like I should just smile and chill. Okay, all right, and you are so welcome. All right. Susan, I got your question in. Thank you so much. Dylan is here. I'll get your question in. Make sure you're in the audience when I call you. Oh, yeah, it is a gift. You want to go get the book, sweetie? Sadhana, the book that we read? I'll show you guys. It was actually signed by Swami Sivananda. And it's the date, it was signed as our wedding anniversary. So we thought that was so interesting because that's how Jonathan and I connected, was through spiritual practices and community service. So, and then, okay, I'm glad that you're going to email me, Twin Spica. I'm excited to send you a free PDF of the book. If there's anything else you guys need free PDFs of, I've got tons of them, okay? And then you want to read it to some patients? Okay, here it is. It is Sadhana by Sivananda, and this is where he signed it. 11/11, that's our anniversary. And he is a well-known spiritual saint in India, and he's our main guru. And we like Yogananda too, but Sivananda was, my husband was the director of his centers internationally. So, and maybe you should start with small nama mantras. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that would be great. And then Susan says, so cool, that's a God wink. Love it. And what a coincidence. That's wild, right? Yeah, I think so too. And it is so much synchronicity. So, yeah, I love it when they do that. Oh, in the place that we're staying in now, you guys, it's the same number as the house that Jonathan helped me get a house. What was it, 2011? My first house that I got. It's the same number. It's 3 digits. So it's like, how'd that happen? So many, we have a lot of synchronicities in our life. So we look for that. It's just like you say, God winking, right, Susan? Okay, let's look at our next lovely tipper here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do Steve and then Susan. Okay, let me get to your question, Steve. Okay, so I always appreciate your reading so much. Oh, thank you, Steve. Also feeling the eclipse, wondering for myself toward the ends of the month with work and life. Thank you. Okay, hearts to you too. Let me go ahead and pull some cards for you, Steve. Okay. Ooh, the karma cards are not shy. Okay, you're thinking about money, getting stable. That's good. That's a good thing to think about because these coming eclipses, especially the ones in February of 2027, are going to bring back that 2008 energy. It's going to be in a different form, but ooh, it's going to cause some financial turmoil for 18 months, okay? Starting December 5th of this year, 18 months of drama, okay? So think about that a little bit. Steve, are you married or do you have a business partnership? Okay. Okay, things will eventually work out for you, so that's good. But you're going to have some hiccups. Okay. Uh, let's see here. You're single. Okay. So this might be some kind of partnership that you have that could have some issues. Okay, the first card I got was Taurus. Taurans are all about looking at their resources and putting them to work for them. Okay, I'm a Taurus rising, so I'm right here with you. It's all about being practical, being productive, and really using your, taking the most practical approach and conservative approach regarding your finances, okay? Look at the cost of everything. budget. Look at what things are costing you. You know, Taurus also rules gems. Actually, just got a peridot for Jonathan. It's mined in the Himalayas, and we're going to get one for his heart chakra. Usually we put it on his Mercury finger, but the guides told me to make him a pendant to put over his heart. So gem therapy might be beneficial for you as well, Steve. If you don't know what type of gem to get, I did take classes in Vedic gemology, and I can also hook you up with a licensed gemologist as well that I work with. Okay, now the reason I said, hey, you know, you might have some stuff coming is I got, then I asked if you were married, is I got the Two of Cups reversed, okay? This just represents an argument, a disagreement between two people that are trying to obtain the same goal, okay? So again, this is someone who would normally be, how do I say this, a good connection with you, someone that you can feel emotionally reciprocal with. There's going to be some imbalance and misalignment with this person. It can lead to a temporary separation or dissolution because you're not on the same page. Now, it's not uncommon for eclipses to cause disharmony when it comes to our emotional connections with others. It tells me that only one partner is invested in really trying to make it work, and the other one might take some time to get back up on their feet. But until then, they're going to neglect maybe their duties or their agreement here, okay? And it's going to bring out some conflict. So there's going to be someone in your life. Might be an emotional conflict. They are not uncommon around eclipses, okay? That goes for everybody in the chat. I have to be really careful around those times because, my God, can they be dramatic. Then I got the Five of Pentacles reversed. There's going to be some financial worries, anxiety, but you're going to recover, okay? Things are going to turn around regarding work, which is good. But it's important that you look at what's going on economically in your life, and that any mismanagement is curbed in and around the eclipse. There could be a lot of systemic bankruptcies that come out of this because the nation driving the infrastructure into total unrecoverable ruin is already on track, okay? That's not news to any of us, especially if you live in the United States or you are banking out of the West, okay? Then I got a great card for the final outcome for you, okay, Steve, so you can take this with you. I got the Sun, yay! This is a great card to get because what it tells me is that regardless of what's going to happen, that you are going to be successful. There's some vitality surrounding you. You're going to be able to communicate your needs, and there's going to be a positive outcome to your situation, okay? If it involves like this dissolution kind of thing that I'm seeing, it is going to work out. And know that joy is your ultimate reality. It's the very nature of your spirit. So let that beautiful inner sun shine forth unconditionally, and you can illuminate the entire universe with love and light as you go through this. And that was what Yogananda taught us, because at the absolute peak of solar vitality, our ego can be fully integrated and radiate pure life-giving warmth, okay? So there's going to be some shadows. There's going to be some disagreements. There's going to be a little bit of financial, what the heck just happened? But you're going to get through it, okay? There's sunshine at the end of that tunnel for you. So just try to breathe and not be too stressed out, and you'll be okay. All right, Steve? Oh my goodness. I hope that was helpful. And then, okay, Susan says, wondering how to prepare for coming financial difficulties. Okay, well, be as conservative as you can and do not make any, big decisions. Obviously, Jupiter's in your fourth house, so he's going to be helping you out. Even though some of the eclipses will be taking place there, he is your Mahadasha Lord, and so he's going to be helping you out. But Saturn is going to be going over your Jupiter, Susan. And what that does is Jupiter represents the husband in the chart, so really watch that relationship pattern, and especially after September 25th, that's when it activates for 3.5 years. It's going to be a lot of testing in that area, okay? And it's important that you don't allow too many losses or secrets or things like that to poke through and cause financial loss, okay? That's just the astrology. And then let's see. Do-do-do. It's interesting how the eclipse is affecting the universe. Yes, I pay attention to eclipses. They let me know what's going on in the shadows as well. It's a great time to do shadow work. And then Twin Spica, did your question get added to the free list? Let me look. Do-do-do-do. It didn't. Can you ask it again? That'll save me time. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. But please get it in, dear. Okay, so Susan, oh my goodness. I had an amazing connection with the folks selling a mini farm here on the mountain. They have canned 700 quarts of organic food a year for 24 years. Well, second house is going to be affected by Rahu in the United States. So it's good that you are growing good organic food from seeds, because we're going to see some major changes with these GMOs and sprays that they're using. Just to let you know, Susan, I'm healthier here in Mexico because they have stricter guidelines on what they can do to food here. They don't even import a lot of American produce or products, especially things like corn, because they make people sick. So what you're doing is enormous if you're going to be doing that. All right, moving on for good reasons. They have an Adventist adjacent ministry for local recommendations for workers. We talked for 2 hours, more affordable than others, but I can't see it for a couple of weeks. It sounds promising. Any hesitations? Okay, let me look into this property for you. Exciting stuff. Now again, Jupiter's in your 4th house, so you've got the guru helping you in this this arena. So yes. There are going to be some issues regarding the eclipses after, especially February, but it's going to be okay. Oh, I got Jupiter. Can't make this up, Susan. That's Pre-Hospity saying, what's up? And I got Sagittarius. That's his sign. Oh, that's who you were in a past life. Everyone, I've looked at Susan's chart. She was definitely a guru in a past life. That's why she attracts all this good energy toward her. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. And you got those 11 divisions on your Jupiter. You're here to heal the world. But let's look at this property. So they're saying, listen to your inner guru. Okay. I didn't get bad cards for this place. It is going to test you though. Okay, and I say that because, well, first let's go into the good part here. I got Jupiter. This is Santa Claus. This means that there's some blessings in and around this. And I got Sagittarius, which, you know, this is also Chiron in the Western tradition, so it's the wounded healer. You are helping heal yourself and heal others through your ministry. And so the guru is right behind you, helping you with this ministry. It's a really big deal. And this is your 9th house of your higher spiritual self, your philosophies, and what you kind of came here to do. Okay, Susan? Regarding the property, I got Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is the cosmic forces are governing your fate, and you can trust in divine timing on this one. So wait to see it. Give it some time. Ponder it, because this property will come to you in its own timing and bring a lesson with it. So respect the divine order and the karmic cycles that's coming here, because, you know, this wheel of life, it moves on relentlessly. Fortune comes today, misfortune tomorrow. But you have to witness both with a steady heart, remaining fixed on the unmoving center of the axle here. It was Sri Ramakrishna that said that. So this is all about maintaining absolute equanimity while the cosmic tides of karma fluctuate around you. Because you do have Jupiter supporting you, yay, but then there's Ketu coming in. That's, but he can, how do I say this? He's kind of like the cosmic scissors. He's going to cut out whatever's not going to work. Okay, so the reason for that is I did get the strength cards. So there's going to be some work. There's going to be some strength on your part to make this happen. This is a card of inner sovereignty and self-mastery. So it's really important that you express your power when it comes to what you want without force or domination, but fortitude through compassion is what they're showing me. So this card represents the taming of an inner beast, not through violence, but through soft, unshakable courage and resilience, okay? So this is about keeping a brave heart, enduring, being courageous as you go through this process, being patient, and practicing some emotional mastery. Um, I'm not getting bad cards for it, so consider it. It's looking pretty good, especially when the guru comes up. That's when the blessings come in. And he's a great teacher. So you're going to have some strength in, I'm seeing setting some boundaries and making your needs met, but I didn't get bad cards. Wheel of Fortune's a good card to get, okay? But it's going to require some patience on your part, which you already know, because they're going to have it delayed a little bit. Fortitude through compassion, need that lesson. Okay, wonderful, Susan. Oh, thank you. And yes, Jupiter. Yeah, okay. And then some patient says, hey, another micro farmer. Yes, some patients just bought some land and is going to start her own micro farm. So it's kind of, we got two lovely visionaries here. And then G Star, lovely to see you. I am good. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Whew, so many questions. And let me see if you put your question in, Spica. I want to make sure I get you starred. And you're welcome, Steve. Thanks for joining us. I love seeing you in the audience. Okay, I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it might not be coming through. I'm not see. Some with synchronicity. Sage Mango, I hope you were able to get back in. Yeah, so Twin Spica, go ahead and get your question in, love. And then Susan says, thank you. I will ponder and visit and see what's next. Woohoo! Would love to chat with patients. Oh, yeah, definitely. We can learn together, Susan, says some patients. Sounds good. I think I have both your emails, so I can connect you guys via email if you guys want to do that. And Sage is back. Sage Mango, good to see you again, my dear. All right. Okay. So now we're going into lightning round. Let me see if anyone else tipped. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, yay, I got a new follower on Twitch. That's always fun. Welcome from Twitch, guys. My followers are growing because I'm on 3 different channels here. I'm in Facebook, I'm in YouTube, and I'm also in Twitch. So I've got a lot of my younger clients are on Twitch. So I get to find out what all the Gen Zers are up to. It's fascinating. Okay. Dylan is here. Excellent. And some patients would love to connect. Please and thank you. Okay. Can you make a note for me to connect Susan and some patients? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So Jean, you are first. Are you here, Jean? I do see Dylan. Thank you for checking in, Dylan. Sage Mango is here. Sybil, are you still here, my dear? Okay, Jean is here. Excellent. And you're trying to put yours in, Ariana? Okay, so just to let everybody know, Twin Spica, please get yours in. I'm not going to be taking any more questions. We're just going to do lightning rounds, okay? And then Sage Mango says, LMAO, I'm Gen Z, but I don't use Twitch. I grew up a bit wise, I guess. Okay. I have a show on Twitch, so, you know, yeah, I'm what you would consider a Zennial. I'm in between Gen X and Millennial. So, yeah, a lot of the guys in my generation played a lot of games and things like that, but I was too busy trying to get scholarships that I just didn't have time. Okay, Jean, may I ask what I need to know about my connection with I at this time? Okay. Well, I hope the stalker situation's cleared up because that was some scary stuff, like following you around like that. My God. And those cards we got, I think we got like the devil and other things. So just, I hope you're staying safe because I've been praying for you, sweetie. I mean, as someone who's been stalked a lot, like Jonathan can tell you, I mean, my God. You have to like, it changes your whole view of how you handle things when you have something like that happen. So, especially when they try to kill you. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. It's like they have no boundaries. Okay, so let's see what's going on with I. And then Sage Mango, you're after Jean, so make sure you're here, okay? And then after Sage Mango, we have Sybil, and then we have Dylan. And then Twin Spica, if you get your question in, I'll go ahead and get you in. Okay, sweetie? Okay. My ex Leo is an interesting man. That's one way of putting it. Oh my gosh. I got an interesting ex too, huh, Jonathan? Luckily, Jonathan scared the crud out of him. Oh. Okay. Does he have children? So I got fifth house. Now, this is also the card of romance and speculation. So if he doesn't have kids, that's what this is about. But if he has kids, there's something going on with the kiddos. So please let me know if he's got kiddos, Miss Jean. Oh, it's Sanskrit. What's on my chair? And I think it's Om Namo Narayanaya. So, uh, and yeah, so it keeps me safe. It's a shawl, but I just keep it on the back of my chair. So, and he doesn't, but we would like them. Oh, so this is serious. Well, that's probably why I got the communication card. This is something you're going to have to communicate with each other. Okay. There's a lot of ideas going in and around the relationship when it comes to kids, when it comes to money. You guys have to have a real heart-to-heart regarding this, so to make sure that you're both on the same page. Because when the guides tell me, hey, look, you need to reevaluate this, it's important that your parenting styles are in sync, and that having children or inviting the children into your relationship is supported. Because I did get that there's some communications and intellectual how do I say this, agreements that need to be in place before you make a decision that big, okay? The reason I say that is there's an imbalance here. I got the King of Wands reversed, okay? This is a king who's a little egotistical, inflexible, insensitive. Now, you mentioned Leo, your ex. There is a lion in the card, and the King of the Wands has kind of got that fiery energy. But he's very judgmental of others. He causes a lot of relationship quarrels and conflicts, and it could be in and around kids. Like, you might not see eye to eye on how to raise a family. So it's really important that you get that out of the way now, okay? Because whenever I pull this card, there's a despotic narcissism that could affect the relationship, okay? This is a Rajasic corruption of power. Rajas means it's very energized. It can involve a lot of greed, a lot of, not really considering the feelings of others, things like that, okay? That's when Kama and Raga merge into ruthlessness, and it can create tyranny and absolute subjugation. So he might have an iron fist kind of approach to raising kids that you may not like, okay? More of an authoritarian stance. It also represents a more negative energy in and around you that you need to address, okay? But I am looking at the relationship, okay? So it's important that you keep those things in mind, especially if you're bringing kiddos into the world, okay? Then I got the Four of Cups, okay? Now, whenever I get the Four of Cups, this tells me that there might be some type of opportunity that needs to be relooked at, okay? Because she's emotionally disengaged here, which leaves her vulnerable. So you need to reevaluate kids, how you parent, and the relationship, because there's going to be some dissatisfaction, complaints, regret, and if you do the introspection now, you can avoid a lot, okay? Your solitude will be a support and a home for you, even in the midst of very unfamiliar circumstances, and from it, you will find all your paths, okay? So use introspection and emotional detachment not as a prison, but as a sanctuary to reevaluate what truly feeds your soul in this relationship. Because they're like, reevaluate, don't just jump into this, okay? The reason I say that is how do I say this? There's some rose-colored glasses going on. I got the Seven of Cups, okay? There's an illusion. There's a lack of mental grounding, especially in and around the idea of children, parenting, creativity, things like that. So when you enter this realm of illusion, you see the snake there? This card represents fantasy, daydreaming, wishful thinking, and there's a lot of choices in your subconscious that aren't really built on reality. So it's time to take a step back It's not bad to be creative, it's not bad to use your imagination, but it can lead to delusion and escapism, okay? And we want more clarity here. So there's a lot of psychological confusion in this relationship, especially regarding the concept of children and family that needs to be revisited and talked about, okay? That's the main energy that I got. He wants to be the sole provider in a marriage for his wife to stay home with them. Bleeding red flag. Bleeding red flag. The trad wife movement is one of the most toxic things I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I grew up, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background here, okay? I'm in my 40s. I grew up in a town. This is totally illegal, but they did it anyway, where my mother had to have my father sign to get a card. If she opened a bank account, he knew about it and he knew how much money was in it, okay? And she even worked, but she was a complete slave to him financially, okay? Uh, my first marriage was with an evangelical Christian who wanted that, even though I still worked full time. He did not allow me any access to my money, okay? It was financial abuse on acid. I'm not saying that that's him, but when I get the authoritarian card, you are putting yourself at enormous risk by not working, having your own income, having your own bank account, and being as autonomous as your own person as possible. Would he feel comfortable if you were in charge of all the money, worked, and he stayed home, and then you just decided one day you didn't want to be in a marriage anymore and left him homeless? No, he wouldn't, because that's the situation that you're putting yourself in if you do that. Jonathan, you understand how I grew up. I'm going to let him talk because he actually helped me legally get out of the situation that I was in, even though I had a master's degree and I was working full time. My ex destroyed me, and he had that value system. And a lot of my Gen Z clients, God bless them, are considering this lifestyle. And I can tell you, as a woman over 40, it does not end well. Every girl that gave into that in my little town ended up screwed with a bunch of kids they couldn't afford. Okay, so Jonathan, any tips?
Well,
As a man.
Just remember that this is not 1945, 1955, 1965. This is, it's a different millennium. We are in a different millennium, and people are using tools that have so much rust on them you can just barely tell what they are.
Yep.
And one of them is the relationship tool. Those old tools barely worked when I was a kid.
And he was born in 1950.
Yeah, so 70 years ago, when I was 5 years old, there was always trouble in my house. Traditional father, you know, owned a business. It was generational. My grandfather was a millionaire. My father was the heir to that. My mother ended up with nothing.
Well, the kids.
Well,
And
okay, less than nothing.
Yeah.
She ended up
expenses.
She ended up with a deficit at the end of a conventional divorce in the 1960s. And we're still using that model today.
Your mom got screwed.
Most women got screwed,
Yeah.
particularly when they were fighting a rich family who could just hire all the lawyers they want and take the judge to lunch, you know. So the thing is, you cannot depend on the system
Nope.
and the rust-encrusted tools that the system has for relationships. What do you want? Do you want a relationship or do you want a document? You can have both, but you better think about it.
Yeah.
When you sign that document, that, you know, when you pledge your troth, as the old phrase goes, you are making a legal agreement. Most people sign the marriage certificate and just, you know, fly off into an emotional wonderland. They would never think of doing that buying a car. You know, how much is the car? When do I pick it up? What are the options? Is there anything that I should know? No, they just get married and think, oh, it's going to work out because he's a nice guy. He said he loved me. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
And
So,
the emotions change.
Yeah. And maybe he's psychopathic, and that's just the personality that day that was kind of a nice guy, and tomorrow, you know, Satan pops out. So take your relationships as seriously as you would take a surgical procedure being discussed. Do I need it? Am I going to survive it? And how much does it cost?
Mm-hmm. Can I afford it?
Can I afford it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
So that's the cheery news for my generation.
We hope that was helpful and we didn't scare you, but we're speaking from direct experience, okay? Whew, okay, Miss Jean. All right, and she says, I think he wants to homeschool and I don't know how I feel about that. Oh God, these are so many red flags. I agree. He's working on changing his mind about one person working because of his chronic illness. My God, that's such a bad. Because here's another thing. He could be the most perfect guy in the world, and if he dies or his illness gets bad, you're both screwed. Okay? And then, let's see. Oh, and Trinity says, Michelle gave me advice last reading about relationship, and she helped me in a way, but I didn't even get the date. I have any, and it works. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing that, Trinity. And the trad life is a lie, you think? Welcome, Julie. Good to see you. And Julie says, mindset of the partners matter. I am divorced. Yes, I am too. But I did great the second time, guys, because I had to learn the hard way. And then Twin Spica, good advice. Marriage is financially risky decision. And with Project 2026, guess what? If you're in the United States, it just got really freaking scary. Okay. There's not going to be the same things that women are not going to be able to get divorced as easily as they could, even if there's domestic violence and everything else going on in the relationship. So be very careful, okay? Okay. And then let's see. John Dexter, you're being funny. And then welcome from Twitch, Wealthy Avalanche. Cheryl's here. Good to see you, Cheryl. And then Twin Spica says, true, happened with my narcissistic ex. We are not even married. Oh, yeah. And then Jean says, I'm not afraid of working. Good. You do you. Be as independent as you can, because I see marriage as a partnership, not something that is codependent like that. So, and then let's see. And then John thinks I look like Marilyn Monroe. That's hilarious. I did have blonde hair in my 20s. I got a lot of compliments. But yeah, it's different. So you're hilarious. Let's see. And then Jean says, I don't know if it's the trad wife he wants for his wife. Don't miss out on the children's childhood, and she didn't want to. Okay, so here's the thing. You can both raise the kids. It's a team effort, you know. If you want a really good life for your kids, this is what I would do. I put them in a Montessori school, and I do it outside of the United States because I'm telling you, the educational programs in Latin America are killer. Ecuador is one of the best places to bring your kid. You can get a college education for $1, okay? Here, you want to be a doctor, as long as you pass the test and do your work, you're not paying for it. I mean, they don't have the same system in other countries that they do the United States. That's what I would do personally. I'd work, and then I would send my kids to one of these private Montessoris here in Mexico because they're freaking awesome. And they get hands-on work from, teachers that are highly certified. And I have a master's in teaching, so speaking from experience here. And then Ariana, thank you for sending a tip. You are next. And Roel Osterban, good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. And then Jean says he feels that it's important in relationships to work together as a team, so it doesn't seem too scary. Okay, good. Just set those boundaries ahead of time, okay? Don't give in to that trad wife crap. It's so bad. Didn't work when trad wives were all the rage. Again, he was born in 1950, and it didn't work for his mother. And then Trinity says, I know how it's hard to be single, but better than hard relationships, yeah. The deities to bring you a good partnership, that's what I'm doing. Excellent. So glad for you. Okay. Whew. Of course, I got the ambulance going by as I did your question. So just, pay attention to the sirens, my dear. All right. Our next tipper. Let's see if I got you in here. Okay, I see you. I'll go ahead and get you in. Ariana. My termination should be reversed because my attendance concerns are directly related to my ADA qualifying disability. Okay, tardive dyskinesia. Okay, it is a medically documented symptoms treatment under ADI Title 1. Employers must evaluate schedule-related accommodations when disability symptoms or medication interfere with punctuality. Strict attendance policies cannot be applied automatically when disability is involved. The ADA requires individual assessment and modification to, let's see, did the rest of it come up? Just looking for the rest of your question, my dear. You're trying to put yours in. Okay, well, I did get that bit. And Twinspic, I did get your question, so no worries there. So what's your question? And is this about like an ADA compliance that you're trying to set up, my dear? And you're welcome for the insights, Jean. I take that stuff seriously. I consider it to be a bit of a almost all of my clients are women in difficult relationships. So, and I managed to get out of a really bad one. So, okay, so it's about ADA compliance regarding your career. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that. You got it. Whew. Okay. Are you working in tech? Because I got Aquarius, and then that's my card for tech. Just curious. All right. Ooh, you've got some energy in and around you. Okay. You're a critical care RN. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, that kind of explains the cards, but what I'm getting is, I don't know if you use AI, but tech, this is my card for tech. It's Aquarius, okay? This tells me that it's important that you go into whatever platform you use, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, go through your entire case, ask it to create a breakdown of your situation regarding work, because they are going to make it difficult on you, okay? The reason for that is that most employers do require you to be on time and very punctual to work, and they do have a bit of a case that they can make, even though your particular condition is affected in that way, okay? The reason I say that is I got judgment reversed. The people involved are not going to be using their best judgment. They're going to have a negative judgment on you, okay? They're not going to think very highly of you, and they make you feel a little isolated, and there's going to be some difficulties regarding your case, okay? So show, you can even ask AI this, but show that you are willing to take self-responsibility and that this is not avoidance on your part, okay? This is related as much to the disability as possible, and let them know that the choices that you are making in your life are being affected on a physiological level and not because of their perception of you, which is not the best, okay? I had okay, so I got that if you focus on the physiological component, go to AI, because they're not going to have the best judgment of you. You're showing up late and things like that. I got the Six of Wands. You will be victorious if you really focus in and around the ADA compliance and you're able to prove that you are a responsible individual, but you do have this condition, okay? You will win the approval, okay? But you're going to have to get this recognition and success, you're really going to have to make a case for yourself, because there are people that are not going to be judging you well, all right? They're going to see you as trying to use your disability in a way that is not considered appropriate, okay? And that happens whenever you're having to advocate for yourself regarding any disability, okay? Make sure that you have a really good doctor, psychologist, whatever your professional that you're working with, to back up your physiological response to the compliances and things that they need to do for you regarding the work. This is who you're up against. They got the devil, okay? Um, this is trickery, negativity, challenges that are going to be coming your way. This is someone who is a puppeteer behind the scenes. They're a very shadowy type of character. And know that pain becomes power when victimhood is rewarded. So avoid any type of emotional manipulation, dependency, or energetic bondage as you go through this. And recognize traps that are coming your way, because they're going to try to paint you as someone who is not making good decisions and are trying to use a disability to get your way. And you will be victorious if you're able to see it from a very legal, clinical perspective. Okay? You're a nurse. You have a degree in medicine. You have this hat in your closet. Put it on. Get your emotions out of it, but be prepared for negative judgment and trickery to come your way as you go through this case, okay? Because it's not going to be easy. All right? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Twins Victor's added me to the list. You're in there. I had to pull myself out of a toxic empath, narco-dependent, trauma-bonded relationship. It took me 6 years to heal. He was a Virgo, okay, and a Simha Lagna. Okay, so he was a Leo Lagna. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that can be hard for sure. Yeah, chronic stress and STD can come out of narcissistic relationships. I'm still dealing with that too. Should you reach out to a lawyer? Let me just pull a quick card for that. Okay, you can, but I got that if you go to AI and you present your case, that it can probably give you everything that you need and present you with a lot of clarity. If you feel like they're doing a lot of underhanded tricks and things like that, you might want to bring a lawyer in. But I got that this is the self-reliant woman, and this is the clarity card. So I got that you can do this yourself if you really put your mind to it. But if you start to feel overwhelmed, then yeah, a lawyer can offer you a lot of clarity, especially when it comes to presenting your case. So I hope that helps, my dear. Thank you for trusting me with that. Come back and tell me how you're doing. I'm honestly very curious to how that's going to go. Okay. So our next lovely is just making sure I didn't skip anybody. All right, is Sage Mango, are you here? Then we have Sybil, and then Dylan, and then our lovely twin Spica. So tell me if you all are here. And you're welcome, Ariana. Yeah, best of luck to you, my dear. That's some big stuff to deal with. So while we're waiting for Sage Mango to check in, do you want to turn off the light here? So you guys can see the Mexican skyline. It's so pretty, you guys. I'm so lucky to live here. Woo! Okay, let's see. To turn on the bathroom light, maybe I can get a little extra there. We're setting the mood. Oh, and you guys, I love that John said I look like Marilyn Monroe. She has the same ascendant and moon as me. So she's a Tanishta, and then she's a Rohini ascendant. So I think that's hilarious because that determines how we look. In fact, like Marilyn Monroe Tanishta, Cindy Crawford Tanishta, Princess Diana's a Tanishta. Let's see, there's a lot of, that they call it the bombshell nakshatra. So it's kind of fun to be a Danishta, like when you have autonomy, when you're younger. My gosh. Okay, oh, it's the hair. Yeah, it's fun. I like having the short hair. Okay. All right, you are here. Woohoo! My sun is in Sag, my moon is in Gemini, my ascendant is in Pisces. Oh, you're a mixed bag. I love that. So definitely go to the the beginning of the show because I did it by rising sign, okay? And then, let's see, Sun and Sag, Moon and okay, Moon in Gemini, and Ascendant in Pisces, okay. Whoop. Oh, that's a good card to fly out. I like seeing that one. Let's see. Oh, they're talky. Oh, sweetie, are you getting over heartbreak? The betrayal? Okay. Let's see. I have a classic Hollywood look. Thank you, Jean. I think we all have our own unique looks. So. I think Jonathan looks like a lawyer. He does. And I love glasses on a man. I think it's just like, oh, you know. And he's super smart too. I love intelligent men with glasses. I don't know what it is about glasses. I've got like perfect eyesight, but I think glasses are like, they're super sexy. So I'm like, don't get contacts. Keep your glasses. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for you. All right. Let's see. Oh, Jean says I need to find the guy Jonathan looks like. I know, I'm lucky, you guys. I got him first. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Okay, and I don't stop the reading if I draw death cards or get bad vibes. I just give it to you straight. Only the truth shall be stated. Yeah, I've given some really rough readings, so I don't hold back. So, okay, now Sage Mango, you got some good things coming your way. They want you to focus on philosophies, travel, really expanding your awareness of the world. Have you been thinking about a long-term trip? I'm talking about like out of the country. Okay, expat life, something like that. They're saying do some research. There's a lot of really great YouTube channels that go into travel and things like that. Okay, and yeah, death isn't bad. It's just transformation, right? Totally, Sage Mango, exactly. And so what I got for you is that you are doing some heart work, my dear. Okay, the reason I say that is I asked if you had had any type of betrayal in your past. I say the past because I got the Three of Swords, but it came up reversed. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's upright. That's an active betrayal going on. But this is upside down. So this tells me that there is some recovery happening, emotional recovery from someone that did you dirty emotionally. Okay, they took advantage of this beautiful heart of yours and you are trying to stitch it back together after you've been stabbed. Been there, okay? You are not alone, my dear. Then I got that any type of work that you do, especially through the shadow of this eclipse energy that's coming, is going to be very well supported. I got the Ace of Cups. You see her heart center there? You are basically surrounding your heart chakra with beautiful divine white light. You are doing some major inner healing work. I love seeing this for you because it's so necessary, okay? This is, you know, you reaching an emotional potential before identity forming, okay? It's about compassion and having an open heart again. So the only thing you need to work on in this life is how to manifest love. And every one of us has within us a drop in that ocean, and we have the same qualities as God. And it was George Harrison of the Beatles who said that. And he was really into, you know, the Yogananda and other yogis as well. And this is an expression of pure bhakti. It's mystical realization. It's recognizing the soul as a drop in the infinite ocean of love. And that's what George Harrison really tapped into through his music and through his spiritual practices. So that's supported. I got that. You need to pay attention to where you're going, what you're doing. I got the full reversed. There's some naivety. That's what caused the betrayal in the first place, okay? Don't avoid any type of responsibilities, red flags, spiritual bypassing, fear of the unknown. Don't hesitate when it comes to really seeking clarity when it comes to relationships and people, because fear of change, avoidance, and stagnation are just going to continue to hold you back. Okay, my dear? What you are really, really working on in your life, which I think this is one of my favorite cards to get, is I got the Temperance card. Okay, he's balancing the sun and the moon here. This is the inner life. This is the inner life, which represents the moon, the emotional state, your beautiful heart. And then you've got the sun, which is your outer self, your ego. So you're working on a synthesis between who you project yourself to be and what's going on inside. There's a lot of forgiveness and healing that are going to take place for you, and it's going to happen through moderation and finding that inner harmony again. So know that you need to help in the right measure at the right time in the right way, and that discernment, energetic balance, and sacred moderation, that's the middle way for you, and you're going to be learning this, okay? You don't want to go through burnout. You don't want to give your energy to people who don't appreciate it. Okay, my dear, that's the main thing that I got in and around you, because you might attract some extreme behaviors that can get in and hurt you. Okay? Now, I did get that because of this hurt, because of this pain, okay, for the future, it's important that you don't miss out on divine opportunities that are coming your way. You want those ships to come in. You want to pay attention to those heart-based relationships that can help you heal. Okay, it's important. And I asked, how should you create more temperance in your relationships? I got the Ace of Swords. If this is upside down, it's mental illness. It came right side up, okay? This is all about speaking your truth and seeing the truth without putting on rose-colored glasses. This is about concentration, clarity, breakthrough. Searching for the truth is more precious than its possession. It was Einstein who said that. And this is the ultimate expression of pure scientific inquiry when it comes to who you let in and around you, okay? Use your mind, your mental state, to uncover the objective laws of what's going on in and around your environment, who you let in and who you trust, okay? Because you don't want extreme people and personalities around you. They're not going to help you out, okay? And discernment, yes, totally key. Yeah. Welcome, Ayesha. Good to see you. Okay. So let's see what you said here. My mom wants me to go to India with her. Okay. I think I'm doing really good for the circumstances. Excellent. I love that. That's so lovely to see. I've been worried that I wasn't doing enough. You're doing a great job. Spirit's coming in and letting you know you're doing great work on your anahata. And yeah, I'm glad that you're visiting mom in India. Oh, it's on my bucket list. I assumed the best of him and poured everything despite him not, and then it ended. Okay, there's the betrayal that I picked up on. You're doing a great job, sweetie, with that heart healing space, okay? So I hope that that was helpful, my dear. And you said, yes, I need to use more logic sometimes. Definitely true. That's what the discernment, we call that vibhaka in Sanskrit. It's divine discernment. The Gita goes into it throughout, and it's really important that you not only use your intellect, but also that beautiful third eye you've been given to kind of suss out the situation. Okay? All right. Okay, so Sybil, are you still here? You're next, my dear. And then we have Dylan, and then we have Twin Spica. Sybil, are you here? And you're so welcome, Sage Mango. Best of luck to you. And like, let me know how it goes. And if you go to India, oh my gosh, enjoy. I want to go on a temple tour with my guru, but I just haven't, the opportunity hasn't presented itself yet because of our situation. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm not taking any more questions because I've already been on for an hour and a half. Unless someone tips. It's a minimum of $5 USD, okay? Okay, Sybil's here. Woohoo! Sybil. What do my spirit guides have? They have any messages with love? Thank you. Okay. Okay. They have you working on your intellect, your communications, how you express yourself intellectually. Okay, Sybil? That's the first thing that they're bringing up. Ooh. Ooh, these are great cards. You have some stuff to celebrate, my dear. I love getting this. So the first card I got was Mercury. This is your speech, your intellect. You know, Mercury gets activated as soon as we come out of, we develop our sensory organs and we start trying to intellectualize and figure out how this world works in our human bodies, okay? Animals do it too, but our intellect is, as humans, is, it develops and is for children, and that's what they kind of have you working on now, the way that you cognize things, okay? So that is the main thing that I'm getting from them. Now, I got a great card for you. I got the Four of Wands. Hey, I like it. This is all about celebration. This is my wedding card. You know, going out, having fun, creating a strong like foundation with others, family. It's energy about community and joy, establishing a home base, ritualizing success. It's a great card to get. So if you're invited to something, go. You might meet someone really intellectually stimulating and fun. It's important that you really focus on your foundational baseline when it comes to your relationships and that you communicate them very clearly with others, because your loyalty is celebrated when you're around the right people. Okay, that's the main thing that they're bringing to the forefront here. Then I got a really interesting energy in and around you. Okay, I got the Page of Swords. You see all those beautiful ideas in the book that she's reading, and she's walking a tightrope at the same time. This is all about learning, curiosity. That's the intellect. That's why I got Mercury. So, you know, this is a woman who is a vigilant information seeker. It represents youthful curiosity, gathering data, investigating things. This is the early stages of like a tech-based kind of mindset. So when it comes to communication, work on it. Allow it to make you more clever. This is also a card of fast connections, new projects and ideas. And it's important that you really focus in on this area. They have you working on your intellect, okay? So this is a youthful, sharp intellectual who uses technology and data to question authority and demand systematic transparency. If you don't already have a relationship with AI, I recommend starting one. I actually just switched from one platform to another because it got a little weird. It started getting opinionated on me, which is interesting. It's like, are you already starting to become autonomous? But I, I'm excited for you. They're going to have you grow in your intellect, and I'd like to hear how that goes for you. Okay. And she says, yes, true, nice, yes, very loyal. Okay, you got it. Woohoo! And then, thank you, I will, and I'll be here next time I sub. Thank you for subscribing, Sage Mango. I appreciate that. Okay, Dylan, are you here? Going to Daytona. That's exciting. My first two cars were Mazda Miatas. Oh, they were fun to work on, and they were even more fun to drive. I'm a big fan of little sports cars, and I prefer a stick shift. And I like to go on back roads where I can really let it rip. So I love that you're going to Daytona. I'm a big fan. You're here. Woohoo! All right, let's get to your question. I am going to Daytona on a Saturday for the race. Who am I taking with me? A feminine or masculine energy? I'm thinking about taking a lady. Okay, let's see how that goes. Make sure to do something else other than just the race, like have a nice dinner or lunch, depending on the time of day that you're going, something like that. If you're taking a nice lady with you, okay? Okay. Okay, well, I got the fifth house. That's my card for romance. Okay, it's also the card for children. So if you make it romantic, you can take the lady. Let's see. I got a really youthful energy in and around this. I did, there's two females in the card, okay, in the cards. But, you know, the fifth house is a very youthful house. It represents children, creativity, it's big. And it says, I went to Rolex first time this year and it was good till the fog rolled in and around 1 a.m. and it kept them under yellow until 10 a.m. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm 27 and she is 29. Oh, she's going through her Saturn return. That's interesting. Well, you guys are both young. So what I got was have fun, be youthful, be creative, put a little romance into it because the fifth house is all about enjoyment. It's about romance. It's about having fun. It's like my card for really having fun with your inner child and not taking things too seriously. Just really enjoying each other's company. Okay. Now I did get an overall feel for like the successful type of energy that you would have with this person on this outing. And I got the Page of Wands. Have fun. The Page of Wands is young. It's uh, it's my card for youthful enthusiasm. Look, she's throwing a baton in the air. She's having a good time. It's about spontaneity, innocence, new ideas and plans. You know, it's not a card where you're going to want to settle down right away. It's a card where you're going to want to just take things slow and have fun and nurture each other's inner kids. Okay. It was Steve Jobs who said, stay hungry, stay foolish. And I got the fool. So this is all about an eager mindset that is ready to disrupt the status quo with fresh fire. You know, it's fun. So if you are able to keep like a youthful, light, fun energy in and around this potential, what I'm getting is kind of like a date, an outing, because I did get the fifth house of romance. You can just be innocent, be playful, see it as an adventure, the beginning of something, you know, just fun and freeing, okay? Don't make it too serious, all right? So, if you have the faith like a child, the Divine Mother will reveal herself to you. The sophisticated mind cannot cross the threshold of spirit. It was Ramakrishna that said that. So, this is all about stepping off the cliff of worldly logic and taking things too seriously and just surrendering to divine grace and having fun. Okay? So if you do that, you guys are going to have a great time. Okay? But again, don't make it too serious because it's just not the right time for that. Okay? And you said, NASCAR makes me a child. I love that. And I love NASCAR because they wreck and it's going to be fun. I'm going to send her a text in the morning and invite her. Okay, have a blast, Dylan. Let me know how the date goes. That's always a good time. And add a little romance to it, but make it fun. Okay? Okay. You like it even when your driver crashes. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And then Ed is here. Good to see you, Ed. Thank you so much for joining us, dear. I appreciate your presence in the chat. And then, yes, if you came in late, I'm on every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Venus. And I did give readings by sign for the eclipse at the beginning. Okay, so you guys can rewind and rewatch and get a clip of what you can expect coming with the eclipse. I did a whole collective news of what we can expect in the news, as well as what you can expect by rising sign. If you don't know your Vedic rising sign, I got a free calculator on my site, okay? Oh my goodness, Dylan, I'm excited for you. All right, Twin Specca, are you still here with us, my dear? Thank you for all of your comments on my shorts, Twin Specca. I really appreciate that. Okay. Are you here, Twin Specca? I love your name, too, because it's a fixed star. Doo-doo-doo-doo. You're here. Woohoo! All right. A little bit of this one. So what do I need to know that's hidden from my sight? I love that. What is coming my way? What should I focus on? Asking guidance from spirit. Well, I got the house of hidden things. This is 8th house. So you've got a little shadow work to do, my dear. That's great during eclipse time. Ooh. You tend to burn yourself out for others, Miss Empath. Okay. They have you doing shadow work. Surprise! I know you're not surprised. Um, yeah. They're telling me you're not surprised. Oh, you attract some nasties. Okay. I'm just going to lay it to you straight, sweetie. I got Scorpio. They have you doing some deep excavating. What is it involving? You and how you spend your time and your energy. Okay? So this is the Ten of Wands, but it came up reversed, meaning this is my misuse of energy card. This is you put a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort toward things that just did not work out. You need to release or delegate because you're not seeing the results of hard work and you waste a lot of your energy. Okay? So this is the total collapse of authority, burnout, and ruin. And your guides are going, time to excavate so that you don't invite this back into your life. Okay, because you do not need that, my dear. So I asked, what effect is this having on twin Spica? Okay, I got that it is taking away your beautiful divine empress energy. She came up upside down. We want her right side up. Okay, this is you when you are whole, when you are full. You're full of creativity and empathy and abundance, and you birth these beautiful ideas, and you're very nurturing. This is the card of the abundant mothers. Came up upside down. I don't want to see that for you. This tells me that there's a lot of imbalance of care in your life. Depressed negative emotions, holding on to things too tightly that are just not good for you. They are toxic with a capital T because you over mother, which leads to depletion and burnout, especially when it comes to your relationships with others, whether they be for work, whether they be personal, etc. Okay, so it's really important that you get this beautiful Empress right side up so that you can be the best version of you, because you really are a beautiful person. Okay, my dear, when I pull the Empress, it's like, oh wow, she gives birth to, just beautiful emotions. She's empathic, but when she comes up upside down, it tells me that people are taking advantage of you or have taken advantage from you in the past, and the guides are going, tell her to stop doing that, please. So I asked, what's this energy? What does it look like? And I went to my Mahabharata oracle, okay? I got greed. Okay, this is Ashwathama. When he appears, desire warms before it consumes. His gifts became curses because of his unchecked cravings, sensual cravings, and his rage. This is power without restraint, and it led to devastation with people around him. His story is a warning against excess driven by fear, and that's the type of people you're attracting. They want you to stop doing that, and you need to do some deep shadow work so that you stop attracting people like this. Possessiveness or entitlement disrupts harmony, so practice moderation in your relationships. When it comes to your career and money, avoid any over-risky overextension, because I got that Ten of Wands reversed. Your powers are being misused. Sustainable growth requires restraint on the other side as well. And when it comes to your health, you're super stressed out. There's stress and excess that have affected your vitality, and it's important that you restore that balance through discipline and setting very clear boundaries with these greed balls, okay? True strength lies in knowing when enough is enough, and you just need to put your foot down, Miss Empress, reclaim your divinity, your royalty, and you're going to be okay, but they have you working for it, okay? That's what the guides are saying for you, okay, my dear? And then let's see what you said here. Hopefully you're, okay. Yes, I'm checking out your videos one by one whenever I get time, and I'm loving it. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm dealing with Western sign Scorpio guy. He's giving me burnout. Yeah, don't put up with that. Oh my goodness. And thank you for your compliments, Ed. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. And everyone wants a piece of my motherly energy, and I never had kids. I'm right there with you, sweetie. My nickname was literally Mom in college. They're like, go get Mom, blah, blah, sick again from drinking. It's like, oh. It was like, oh, I had to be everyone's mother. I attract self-centered, selfish narcissists like a moth to a flame. Well, they definitely came through in the reading, didn't it, Twin Spica? So you're doing the work. Just keep it up because you're not done yet. Okay. And then, thank you so much. I needed to hear that. You're welcome, Twin Spica. The cards don't lie. That was a rough reading. I'm glad you stuck with me. Okay. So let's see. And I'm not doing any more free readings, Rhoda, unless you tip, okay, sweetie? Because I'm getting ready to sign off. I've been on for almost 2 hours. All right, sweetie. And oh, I'm so glad you appreciate it. Oh my gosh. So Divine Goddess 33. Oh wait, that's a different. Okay, good to see you. I am good. But yeah, we come a little earlier to get your messages in, okay, sweetie? And I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. But we closed questions a while ago because I'm tired. This takes it out of me. So, and thank you for putting you guys can always get a private reading with me, okay? I go really, really into these readings, and you get notes from me, you get remedies. I put a full day of research and just looking at your chart, getting all books out. I have a lot of fun doing it. So definitely schedule a reading with me. You won't regret it. You can talk to other people in the chat that have had one. And I just love connecting with you guys as souls, too. It's a lot of fun for me to do it. And then Jean says, thank you so much and have a wonderful full moon on the 28th. You too, my dear. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys have a great week too. And thank you for being here, Venus Rising. You are amazing. You're the mob with the most. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you all get some good rest too. So we'll go ahead and end with a mantra. Which mantra do you want to do, sweetie? Gayatri? We already did Triambakam. We already did Mrityunjaya.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to give you guys Gayatri mantra. This is one of the most powerful mantras. In the Bhagavad Gita, the divine says, of the meters, I am the Gayatri. So this is a very powerful mantra that you can take into the eclipse week, okay? And Jonathan and I are going to do it together. You want to come and sit here so they can see you? Okay, little special treat. We got Jonathan participating. Woohoo! All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Om Bhurvaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devyasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devyasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devyasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Tat Sat Tatwamasi. Our hearts to you. Have a beautiful week. And I'll see you guys next week, same time. Take care, everyone.
Shanti, light my way, guide my heart through night and day. Karma turns the planet.